Will the Dark Knight and his many allies be able to win a battle on multiple fronts and save Gotham from the encroaching fear bomb? Well, let's hop into the pages of Batman issue number 116 and find out together, shall we? So then, picking up pretty much exactly where the last issue had left off, Simon Saint in his desperation had sent an army of magistrate troops deep underground in Gotham to Queen Ivy's sanctum. The idea being if Saint couldn't bring order to Gotham City, then he'll simply weaponize Queen Ivy and use her to destroy all of Gotham. Granted, just seeing the troops in her private garden makes her so angry she might just pull down all of Gotham anyway. Well, geez, isn't that convenient? It's Ghostmaker who chooses to take up arms against the magistrate, and in a small bit of characterization, we hear that Ghostmaker is refusing to kill these men because he knows his friend Batman wouldn't like it. Robots are fine though, he can kill all the robots he wants and expect no blowback on that regard. Now, while all of that is going on, Batman and impromptu sidekick Miracle Molly are still trying to track down Scarecrow and his stolen Unsanity Collective tech. They eventually track him to his hideout in the sewers, where Scarecrow decides to turn the effects of his brand new fear tech on Miracle Molly. It doesn't affect Batman because he was able to cleanse his own mind. And honestly, it doesn't affect Molly that much either. It just kind of sort of makes her feel bad and gives Crane yet another opportunity to wax poetic about his plan like we needed it. As Scarecrow begins to explain for what feels like about the billionth time his great plan for the Fear State is to help evolve mankind. He says that the Unsanity Collective and Miracle Molly actually were using their tech backwards. They shouldn't have been using this amazing gift to free people's minds by removing all their past trauma. Instead, Scarecrow is weaponizing the trauma within one Sean Mahoney to create a psychic fear bomb strong enough to transform the minds of everyone in Gotham City and eventually the world, because that's usually how plans like this work. Why, Crane even goes a little step further, saying that he personally made Saint pick Mahoney to be Peacekeeper 1 because he knew deep within his mind was enough fear, anguish, and self-delusion to make himself the perfect lightning rod for the Fear State. The only problem is that Saint and Crane created too great of a monster, because once Mahoney realizes this is the case, he comes to and shoots the Scarecrow. Oh, geez. Remember when this was the Scarecrow's big event story that was supposed to help elevate him as a character? Yeah, that was a fun wish, wasn't it? Peacekeeper 1, essentially dubbing himself the true villain of this story, says that he's going to overthrow both the Scarecrow and Saint, because deep down they're both wrong. You can't rule a city through order, and you can't transform a populace via fear, but you can rule through fear. Yeah, I can see another reason why they picked Sean Mahoney to be the test subject for this program. He's not exactly the brightest bulb around, is he? Batman and Peacekeeper 1 have themselves a rematch of their battle from the Tower a number of issues back, and I mean, it really is just a retread of the fight they've had before. In fact, it's actually a little worse now because there's not the whole subtext of restorative justice versus retributive justice that actually made this whole Fear State story kind of interesting when it started, but that has unfortunately vanished from the story. Miracle Molly also tries to get a slowly dying Scarecrow to help her defuse the fear bomb before it's all too late. Yeah, don't worry everyone, Scarecrow's not dead, it's just his ego and credibility that's been injured. Now, as the comic begins to come to a close, Queen Ivy starts going all crazy and threatening to bring down the entire city around her, and it seems that the only person who can stop her is, well, Poison Ivy, who Harley Quinn brings into the Garden's sanctum. Yeah, I get the feeling this probably makes a lot more sense if you've been reading the Harley Quinn tie-in, which I have not been. And so that was Batman number 116, everybody. Yet another chapter in the sad story of Fear State as an event shambling ever closer to the finale. And honestly, I wish it would shamble a little faster at this point. I've said it once, but I'll say it again, this is a story very much on autopilot right now. And any actual intrigue or drama or fun character moments that keep me coming back to comic books, especially Batman, really seem to be absent. Characters are just kind of going from point A to point B, completing what they need to get done so the story can reach its eventual conclusion. All of the different villains in this story have revealed themselves to either be incompetent or otherwise ineffective, which is just sad. The worst thing about it is that this story is so clearly being stretched for time as characters go out of their way to repeat themselves endlessly, and the more I talk about it, the more I feel like I'm repeating myself. If nothing else though, Jimenez still draws some pretty pictures, and it's the only thing that can keep the book at least a 5.5 from me.
Hey there everyone, Kate Joel again, and I just want to thank you so much for watching to the end of the video. It means a lot to me. And hey, if you enjoyed the book I covered in this issue and want some comics of your own, might I recommend Book Depository? It's my #1 place for shopping for comic book trades. You get a great price, and if you use my link down in the description, you'll actually be helping me out at the same time. You get something, I get something, everybody wins, right? So until next time everyone, I've been Joel, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.